raise the value of everyone around you. Have you ever been so high they gotta down you? Think pieces getting written about you. Have you ever been to Italy and eaten Italian? Have you ever signed a deal that came with...
What up guys, good morning. I feel a little bit like crap today, and yeah, today a new day of monk month. And you may ask, how much does it last monk month? I mean, until I start closing clients, so until I need cash flow. So yeah, that's what it requires the business, and yeah, that's what I'll do. And yeah, now it's 9:10 in the morning. I will do a quick run, like 40 minutes, nothing too crazy, easy run. Last time I felt injured, so yeah, today really slow run, low tempo, and then just, you know, doing the work straight.
So I'm half through the run, and yeah, it's beautiful right here. I come here like saying, asking for indication 3 times. You know, sometimes it's good to ask just for the sake of, you know, going comfortable. Right now I'm not even comfortable, but you know, sometimes it's just fucking funny, right? And yeah, coming here, running down 20-25 minutes and just be here at this beauty is awesome, man. So I made my run. Today was a little bit more longer than usual, but you know, what if I almost did 1 hour, but you know, 5 minutes were me just asking random indication. And yeah, like the reason for asking it was not, of course, like the indication, right? It was not for the sake of it, but it was for the sake of, you know, going uncomfortable. And yeah, I started, like as I said before, 4 years ago, doing like this kind of exercise. And yeah, sometimes it's good to do it, especially when you get you know, comfortable in all these kind of things. And yeah, as I said before, it's funny sometimes to do it. And but yeah, other thing that we gotta do today, 3 main tasks, like what we have today. Yeah, reviewing some cold calling, responding to some note that I got to respond, some niche market data that I have to discover better, and yeah, the rest of the day will be about basically outreach, so cold calling and sales call. I got one sales call. Basically right now, just finished eating a little bit. Yeah, usually after eating lunch, I like just walking in here in nature, because I don't know, it gives me some kind of, let's say, internal peace. I really just, you know, love be surrounded by nature, and yeah, just walking, being present, and you know, get ready for the 4 hour of deep work that I got, right. They will be about 90 minutes, the first block, the second other 90 minutes, and the remaining one of 1 hour, so 60 minutes. Today I will make deliberate practice on calling more about, you know, my tonality, because I noticed that in the recent blaze is becoming quite shit. And what was that, the other? And yeah, getting the frame of, you know, just, you know, calling and having not the purpose of booking calls, right? Just sitting here and press the fucking two buttons on the purpose to just call, right? And yeah, this is the plan. A sales call on the basis that prospect shows up. On that, we'll focus more on the niche expertise part for, you know, getting better at what I do. And yeah, the other part that, you know, I reuse. Yeah, another experiment that I made today, like, is drinking coffee. I usually don't drink coffee. I tried like in 22 in the exact period, so in the summertime, like for 90, 60, 90 days. And yeah, what generally speaking was more energized. But you know, in these days I find it difficult to sometimes keeping the flow state and the work during the time of 3 and 4 p.m. So I'm trying it, experimenting like 3 weeks, one coffee per day, so around 100 milliliters, and then I will skip just one day out of the week, so I'm not usually, I don't get the kind of instant dopamine every kind of time. And after this week, I will take 1 week of absolute abstinence from caffeine, and yeah, after the month I will see the benefits, what works, what didn't work, and so on and so forth. So I'm not gonna lie, today has been almost a lazy day. Almost is 9 p.m. and yeah, started a little bit doing work, and yeah, I think I wasted sometimes in hours towards YouTube stuff, and yeah, get lost in it, right? And yeah, that's the reason to say not everyone is perfect. I still got my shit days, and yeah, I think at the end of the day the most important thing, right, is for you to understand what you are going to lose if you don't do the thing right. Basically, in the short term you won't see a lot of damage, right? If you have goals and you want to achieve them in a framework of time, you have really be pessimistic in the short term. What I mean by so is that you gotta take immense actions, right? It doesn't mean like grinding out until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It depends, like, because it depends on who you are dealing with, right? But generally speaking, if you are working with people in the same country and in the same time zone, at least in 3 hours differential time zone, I think you should at least aim to go sleep better. These days I'm going to sleep really late, like 2 a.m. I think the biggest reason is just working with US entrepreneurs and basically US people that are 6 hours and 9 hours earlier than my time zone. So that's basically the primary reason. And the second one, I think, at least for me, is basically the moment to turn off my brain and just to switch in a sleep mode. It's like extremely difficult, right? I find it really difficult in these days, like I don't know, finding a time to say, okay, let's stop this and just stop it, right? Because in the short term you won't see the effect, right? But I think in just even in a month or a few months, you're gonna see the difference, right? If you decide, okay, I'm going to do this in this time framework, and you don't do it, you should seek for doing it another day, not to extend, unless you got really urgent thing to do. In my case right now, for me, it's just about doing. Honestly, whether I prefer having time bounded work, ending in a hopeful time, but that's what demands the most from my life and the business, so I got to adapt, right? And yeah, also finding, as I said this morning, like finding data to to see if this niche, like especially the performance one, has real potential or not, or it is a real niche, or just something that came up to my mind, right? I was finding some kind of data of the markets, how many of them are in US, and other things. But for me the most important is is it actually a real thing also on the internet, on YouTube? Because if I can create organic content for my personal brand, at the end of the day I'm aligning it with my strengths, which of course can make everything else easier and even unnecessary, right? And so just to recap, if you didn't understand, these days, so I would say in a week, has been quite really difficult for me from the data point of view, result point of view. For example, cold calling and sales calling, you get certain type of numbers that you reach in metrics, and when you don't reach that, then you got that feeling of what I'm doing wrong, like what can I do better, like why is not, what do I need to achieve, what I need to do to achieve this, right? And truth is, like, at the end of the day is a timing thing on a basis that you're doing the rep and the work, you're gonna be rewarded for it. Am I saying I'm doing a marketing agency for the rest of my life? Absolutely not. But yeah, recognizing to what I said before, this is what actually my life and the business require me to do, at least for right now, right? So yeah, basically, brief summary for you on what I do right now in what is this July of. I wake up, train like 40 minutes, then shower, little things, little habits, and then straight to the task, the most important task. For example, reviewing. So yeah, I was saying that most of the days comes down to basically the same routine. Wake up, train a little bit. My usual habits that takes 15 minutes, not so much, but very effective for the long period of time. Do a session of usually I do a sales code review. This is studying. I do studying. If it is like one-to-one session with with myself where I review things, I'll just do it with notebook alarm and yeah, easy lunch like one, then outreach like today, and potentially with sales call and other thing that show ups, and yeah, if I cannot hit up with work, I'll extend it like after lunch for a bit, and yeah, there's not a lot of logical behind this. At the end of the day, cold calling, I say especially this task because it what gives you the most amount of result in terms of booking calls in the least amount of time, and of course money. And yeah, at the end of the day is just click through fucking button and that's it, right? And I don't think at the end of the day that if you put goals, weekly goals, that the works that come down is difficult to do. Like it doesn't take like big brain power, but sometimes I would say most of the times like doing this stuff really sucks. And yeah, at least for now, I have to say myself, this shall pass too. So this shall pass too. Parlami d'amore, Mario. Tutta la mia vita sei tu. Gli occhi tuoi belli brillano. So guys, right now is 2 a.m. I did the last 90 minutes of cold calling. I did a little bit more, but I find it a problem with also volume and the quality. My booking rate is decreased a lot, so yeah, I'm trying to figure out at the same time what actually I need to improve to come back to the result that I was getting before. And yeah, at the same time I have to counter it with more volume if I want to have the same amount of booking a day. So that's it. I'm tired as fuck. I will do just a quick planning 5 minutes and then yeah, I'm going to sleep, and tomorrow hopefully my universe want it will be another day.